What is you, fellas? This video, as you guys can tell, I'm gonna make sure that you guys learn how to make that ego of hers go away, drop at least. Now here's the truth. I gotta be honest with y'all. I gotta be honest with you. Okay, her ego is gonna be something that's always gonna be something she battles with, something you battle with. You have your own ego too, right? And basically in the modern day, especially for women, because image is everything, image will be the reason why you get that man, the reason why you know, have validation and all these things. So with ego for women, especially for women, you know, if she's beautiful, there's more ego booster given out there. So basically validation is a booster for her. So basically when you get compliments, you don't hear it so much as a man, right? But with a woman, every time she turns around, oh baby girl, you look so good. And fellas, can you give this video a big thumbs up? It really does help your girl out. Please go ahead and do that. But for real, yes, it's easy for women to actually be driven by their ego. And you know, a lot of times they choose to. So at the end of the day, the ego can be there, but I'm gonna teach you some ways to make it kind of disappear. And also just consider, with me teaching you this is gonna make her maybe get closer to you, but basically bring her guards down. Overall, you know, fellas, it's gonna be difficult when women are emotional by nature. So with that just being said, you're always going to be dealing with these types of things, but you know, you just want the best results at the end of the day. And with that being said, get better results or your best results or any results by booking your consultation with your girl. You guys, I want to chat it up with you guys, and y'all always be commenting anyway, so we could talk through this though. But if you want to actually have a consultation with your girl, go ahead and book with that link down below, and also check out all the other links down there. Okay, you guys, so let's get to the talking for real. Back to this simple way. It's gonna be all about taking all the emotions, now your turn, and putting it behind closed doors. I'm gonna give you guys an example in a second, but the first way is agreeing. This is the main topic of today. You know when women be like, I'm okay, I'm fine. And then some fellas be like, you're not fine, I wanna help you. And then maybe this is you. Some fellas will be like, okay, well, I know you're not fine, but you know I'll be waiting around. Now, you know me, I could give you guys a whole like 3-4 more different like examples or faces or how a fella would act. But you get my point. Obviously, it's guys closer to the simp side. Also, obviously, it's guys that are nicer, that are going to be wanting to easily be like, oh, girl, I want to be there to help you. No, but what you do now with the way you can make this ego of hers, and I'll tell you how her ego just keeps getting more up and up when you're over here trying to help her when you're not helping. So what you got to do is say, okay, I'm fine. Agree with, okay, you're good. You said you're good, right? She said she's good. So what you do is say, okay, you're fine. I'm fine. Or maybe she's definitely the one that gets emotional really quickly. So you got to be very careful what you say to her because she's extremely sensitive. So when you want to be dealing with this ego of hers, remember, this ego makes her feel like, okay, well, I'm going to say whatever I want. My emotions are what matters most. In this moment, all that matters, even if I'm at fault, is that I'm crying. So just remember, her ego is really just always thinking about herself. Her ego is really this whole other, you know, let me just say it like this. Her ego is making her think that she's something that she's really most times not, and she's thinking way bigger than what she really should be. So what you guys do to shut it down in this moment with agreeing with her is giving that okay to make her feel like you do not care. Now, I know this sounds wild, but what you're doing now, when I said you put the emotions behind you, like behind a closed door, right? What you're doing is you're showing that you're completely unbothered. So the fact that she can't get you to be bothered when she's going through these roller coaster, and a roller coaster effect, y'all know, we got to talk about that in a different video. We'll catch up on that. But roller coaster effect, if you got her on that roller coaster effect, she's coming to see you a lot of the time, right? She's going to be calling you up. Definitely, okay? So let me just backtrack. When you got her to really think for a second, this guy really just said, okay. He really just dismissed the fact that I'm crying and I'm trying. And honestly, this is a lot of the time the case, not always, okay? But a lot of times it is. is I'm actually trying to get attention from him and he's not giving me nothing. So y'all sometimes think that a form of attention has to be so dramatic, or just let me go buy her flowers, or attention is this, that. Attention is anything that you're just really throwing towards her, any energy that you're giving to her, any look, any validation. Basically, attention is anything at this point. But really the point is that y'all will give her a reaction, and y'all know I just talked about it in my other video of why you guys should completely stop giving a reaction and how to help yourself. But y'all will think that, okay, giving a reaction is not something that is like validation or something that is giving her attention or energy. It is. So when you act unbothered, or you give her the okay, or you agree, and once again, you're saving yourself because you don't have to deal with the headaches or more nagging. You'll actually get her to at least nag about the things you want to hear, or at least, think that, okay, it's not worth it, so I might as well act a certain way or get lost. Backtrack though. When you get unbothered and she sees that you are unbothered, for her, if this ego is there and you haven't brought it down, she's expecting you off the bat to honestly be like I said in the beginning with those examples, I need to help you. I want to help you. Fellas, reality is that all you guys do is react to deliver, to show, to make sure, to confront and confirm, and what's the other word to say? You guys are just trying to comfort. That's the word. You guys are trying to comfort women so much in these moments. And yes, at this point, we understand. You guys should understand when she's crying or feeling ways one moment and other ways, but you guys should understand that the emotions are all over the place. So at this point, if you understand that she's not interested in you, or her ego is the reason why, you guys are at this point where you're thinking, how can I make this girl basically more humble? How could I make her settle down or submit more? Now it gets to this point of thinking, well, there is actually a problem. The problem will now start with, I might just be giving her way too much to react from. And this is what women will do. They will test you when there's moments of like, you're dry. Whether it's dry texting, or let's say in your life, let's say you, this is a great example. Let's say you picked up a new job. You have another job already, job number 2, right? You're also busy with, let's say, school. That's a lot going on right there. But let's just say that, for example. If that happens, what she's expecting is that, okay, well, every time I cried, or every time I needed a favor, every time my ex told me he didn't want me or we went through it, you know what, Dylan, you are Dylan, the simp, okay? I was able to call him up and he was there every single time. So what does that tell her? Okay, well, even though he picked up another job and you know what, he has a life now and I'm supposed to maybe respect his time, I don't have to do that because Dylan, you are supposed to be ready to go, ready to see her. And most times in real life, a lot of you guys are ready to. So now when we backtrack, and fellas, don't forget to get your lube. It's out now. There's chocolate flavor and then there's regular, but just check it out. All the links are in the bio, fellas, okay? And this is definitely when she comes back around. Y'all got to have it handy, ready to go, okay? But backtrack. If now you give her nothing to react to and she's analyzing that, okay, in the school year, right? You're in the school year. Let's say it's semesters are up. And this makes the most sense when you're extremely busy. This might be more realistic for the guys that can't go without talking to her unless there's a legitimate or a real reason they feel like. So let's just say semester is ending, right? And you got exams coming up, whatever. It's going to be a busy, busy time studying, all this type of stuff, right? So you got 2 other jobs. How do you even have time for a female? You see, this is how it gets to some girls too, to them to think like, how do you even have this much time? You clearly are sacrificing somewhat of your time for me, right? So now in the school year, with her having all this comfort, but now knowing that, okay, well, you're not playing those games, what happens? Oh, it clicks in. I can't hit him up. And you see, it only can click in if you guys deliver. You guys finish by staying unbothered and showing that you are not willing to just be the guy that is the okay, cry on my shoulder type of guy. You're not that guy. You're not trying to be her friend, right? She keeps calling you her homie or buddy, or this is me, Joe. This is my friend, my new friend. Like, what is this? So let me just backtrack because I want to end this example very strong, okay? give this video a big thumbs up if you haven't, okay? So let me just end this video by, or end this example by saying this. She hit you up. In most cases, when I said, fellas, well, oh, be ready to, okay, well, she needs me. I have to give her this reaction. I have to be ready to quit my job. That's how you guys are showing how much you guys are invested. And I'm not saying literally you guys are ready to, but sometimes you guys are really ready to call in just to go see her. Like, what's going on? You're really ready to risk it all like that? Like, come on, that's your bread. So for her, if most cases in the modern day, for a lot of you fellas that are trying to get to her ego, for her, if y'all think that getting to her ego is gonna work when she can call you up during a time when it makes the most sense for you to not have time, and you still manage to have time, for her to do that, right? It just tells it all. Do I have to say more? It tells it all. Because it tells her that you as a man, you're going to be a leader only to go after her. How could you be a man that is leading, but in your life, the things that are supposed to be put forward, you chase after, and those are the leading things that should be in your life? How could those things now be her, and you expect yourself to still be a man to her, and basically a man even to yourself? Like, how do you guys start viewing yourselves? Because at this point, it gets to a point where you're only strong with her strength. So it's like, you don't even have strength to be a man enough to, okay, well, let me just say I have to choose what makes sense. And I also have to make sure that I'm not going to be the softer, the tissue soft man just because she needs me to say this in this moment. So now let me get you guys to get this. What you guys do a lot of the times is need to send a message out that is literally confirming how you do not care. A lot of times y'all can't do the bare minimum of just showing you don't care. And I understand that. That's pretty difficult, okay? But when it comes down to, okay, just do just a little bit, like just a little something, you know, like just a tiny bit, you got to put in a little bit of effort. Same way you have to keep putting effort in life to at least have a little attention from women. So let me say this to close off, because we're basically getting at the end. Y'all got to get that women are trying to get y'all to always care, always be attached, always at their fingertip, because their options needs to stay high. But that's not what they actually like. That's not what they chase after. That's not what excites them in life. So obviously, with all those other videos I have out there, it'll also explain why, you know, you'll have more women going after these bad boys and these types of guys and whatnot. But at the end of the day, we understand this is what it takes. So if it shows to her, and I'll explain this more in a different video, but if it shows to her that you're more manly, more of a man, because, okay, you do not react based on, okay, she's sad, I'm sad. Oh, she's sad, I have to be softer right now. Oh, she's sad, I have to cater to her. You see, the difference is a man that, you know, is really in tune with his side of being masculine. He's going to be like, okay, well, I'm here, you know, and it's going to also be like, okay, if she tells you or this is not going to happen, I'm not fine, you know, most times it's not going to be that. She'll tell you I'm okay or something else, right? Or if she tells you something like, oh, I'm going out, and she wants a reaction out of you. So if she tells you that and your reaction is like, okay, well, that's fine, do that. But if you guys already had a discussion, or she already knows that's not going to happen, she's not supposed to happen, she's not supposed to do that, no matter how many months, years, she should know this already. Because I'm saying this for the people that, you know, sometimes want to put a time. I'm trying to say, don't put a time on it, because y'all could have been talking for a few days. But no matter the time limit, however, right, no matter the time limit when it comes to you and her, she still wants to try to tell you, I'm going to be going out. Fellas, what does that tell you? You're getting disrespected. She doesn't respect the rules that you guys already made. She doesn't, okay, understand that, you know what? You're basically telling me that I'm going to do this because this is what I want to do. And her ego is also telling her, girl, you can do whatever you want to do. Look at you, all these types of things, right? Look at, you're better than that person. You're better than that guy. All these other guys want you. This is her ego, right? So if we now close off to say that she asks you, that's a little different, right? She shouldn't really bring it up. She should know, you know, obviously that's not going to happen with knowing what not to do and whatever. But if she asks you, whatever, you can let that kind of slide, or you talk to her. That's a whole nother story. But for the most times when she's trying to bring it to your attention to tell you, I'm actually doing this, and y'all decide to be like, okay, well, that's fine. You know what? I know before we did say that you can't, but now you can. Fellas, you're basically telling her, yeah, you can go ahead and disrespect me and I'll still be around. So the message you want to send out is, you know, if that's what you're going to do, who's going to be around? Not me. So really the only way you could do that is telling her, all right, see ya. And that's literally see ya. And y'all could add the one time if y'all like to use some emojis, or a few times, you know, there's a few other times you can use them. Don't use them too much. But, you know, y'all could hit her with the peace out, you know, gotta go. Yeah. So that's what happens next, fellas. That's where you guys got to get it to. This is where you get it to understand that it doesn't run on your time, and it can't. It's not going to happen like that because, you know what I would say? Baby girl, it's not going to work. It's not going to work like that. But honestly, fellas, this is really it. And I hope you guys got the message. Like, take the whole emotional thing serious on a different level of noticing those behaviors you don't have to put out. Know that you could give her a lot less and send out a clear message. And the clear message that you guys are sending out now is the wrong one. And once y'all maybe watch this video one more time and master this, you're going to have women really looking at you differently in a great way. Okay. So I thank you guys once again. But fellas, don't forget to get your lube. You know, when she, like I told you, when she comes through again, because, you know, doing all this stuff, you got to be ready. You got to have something. Honestly, women love it, and it's great time. But really, I got to talk to you guys about the consultations. Book it with your girl. Let's get to the talking, fellas. And that's it. Check out all the links down below. Bye, you guys.